I was reading this book here, The Psychology of Money by Morgan Housel, and particularly chapter 2, he said something that got my attention. It was, success is a lousy teacher and failure is a lousy teacher. And the intent or insight behind what he said was, success can convince you that you can't lose. But also failure convinces you that everything you did was wrong. But what if neither is telling you the truth? What if the real teacher is what you learn when reality exposes the gap between what you thought would happen and what really happened? Then we're talking about something else altogether. That's where the art of understanding begins. And to talk about understanding, we have to talk about perspective. We have to talk about behavior. Perspective on how the world operates around you matters, and how accessible something is and what you must do to access it often is shaped by your perspective. Changing your perspective can influence the outcome and the likelihood of what becomes possible for you, and how much more, how much less you are able to access or experience or create it. Perspective is the thing that's influencing all of this. So, changing your perspective can influence the outcome and the likelihood of something becoming possible for you. One important thing is money. Money pays the bills, puts food on the table. Everyone needs money, right? But money is only one arena of discussion. The same philosophy applies to career, business, creativity, leadership, ministry, relationships, and guess what? Calling. What you think about money will shape your response to it. But the principle extends beyond money. What you think about opportunity, growth, failure, success, and your own capacity will shape your response to all of these things also. Your perspective doesn't guarantee the outcome though, but it does help influence the decisions and the behaviors through which you pursue the outcome. So it's important that you have clarity about what you're looking at. The key thought here is your perspective about certain things right now happening in your life could be influencing your decisions concerning them. Which leads me to the thought, it's about understanding better so you gain a better perspective. Understanding better at every level is the goal of wealthy and successful people. It's the goal of great minds. Let's put things in order here. Perspective determines behavior. Behavior influences decisions. Decisions lead to actions. Actions produce outcomes. And outcomes cause you to experience a new perspective. Hopefully that's the case. Consider this statement. I have discovered a process that gives me a better probability of winning. So probability is not a formula. It means it's not set and stuck in a place. It has the opportunity to evolve. So the process is effective because it's meant to expand or enlarge your tent as you grow. You want to have probability or the idea of increasing perspective by increasing understanding. And the point here is, it's not doing the wrong thing 100 times to get better. Because if you do the wrong thing 100 times and change nothing, you'll gain the same result or worse. It's about doing the right thing 100 times, and every time you do it, you adjust incrementally or you improve something with every time you do that activity. You can therefore build a system or a process or develop a mindset, elevate in your understanding, and therefore elevate in your perspective. So that system then allows you to do the right thing repeatedly, and therefore makes success increasingly likely. But there's a danger here also. certainty about success can lock you down, like I said. That if that success doesn't evolve more than where it is, you could grow cold. You could be stuck in an old mindset. So probability serves a better purpose. It allows you to expand more and become defined and more clearer on your goals or your outcomes. Think about this question. Could this become more? I think that's a growth question. It's a perspective question. It's a behavior question, but not just any kind of perspective or any kind of behavior. It's the mindset one takes in order to progress higher or elevate higher. And it's choosing expansion without contempt for what already exists. Meaning, I'm not saying, and you're not saying, settling is a wrong thing. It's saying that there's a powerful truth about knowing how much you can still expand and experience how much more you can grow and how much more you can impart and still be okay with your current blessing that's there, but not allowing it to keep you bound in a mindset, if you follow. And the challenge here is you let yourself trailblaze, pioneer the likely and the unlikely. That's where the whole experience then sets you apart, and it transforms. When it sets you apart and begins to influence you, most likely it will transform others around you as well. I think that's a very powerful result. When others are impacted by new perspective because of better understanding. So, yes, as we established earlier, doing something repeatedly doesn't necessarily make you successful. It's the continual improvement of a valuable skill. Maybe an improvement through a pathway of study, or an improvement by building relationships or networks, or an improvement by making your voice more clearer, as in you become an authority on a subject and you become very profound in that discussion or that subject. And it's also adapting better processes and growing as you learn, as you adjust your way of seeing things. So over time, you should not be repeating the wrong behavior, but you should be compounding what you refine. I like that. And here's the other thing. Reality will always provide you a real feedback. No matter how hard or how little you work, the result will always be clear. You can do your best and still get a bad result. Or you can do poorly or an amateur work and still get something good out of it. But I think it should cause you to ask the question, why didn't reality cooperate with my plan? Or maybe a better question, what did reality reveal that my plan failed to account for? That's when you realize maybe the plan is the problem and I need to change the plan. I need to change my perspective. I need to change my strategy, and then I'll get a different result. So, if success is not a good teacher and failure is not a good teacher, then I think a good teacher is disciplined reflection on what reality showed you over time. It's allowing your perspective to change when you desire the upgrade. So the pathway to growth, wealth, and achieving meaningful goals will always come down in part to your ability to distinguish signal from noise. Signal is intention, noise is distraction. Signal is gaining valuable clarity and greater perspective from seasons of growth and becoming fine-tuned to your direction. Noise is the draining factor that mainly keeps you stuck without deploying the right set of actions. Signal is whatever increases your understanding. It strengthens your capability, clarifies your direction, and moves you meaningfully in the right direction. Noise is whatever consumes your attention without increasing your capacity. Noise blurs the line that causes you to be confused and puts you in a position where you are unable to know the difference between what deserves your attention and what doesn't. And if you're able to clarify or identify your signal, then you're moving in the right direction. Although noise isn't altogether bad, it's not necessarily bad, but some things are simply irrelevant to your particular decision and your particular direction. It's about discernment of relevance to you. So it's not just hustle philosophy. It's more than that. It's not hustle culture. It's about intentional compounding of what works. It's the philosophy of getting better because you've increased understanding. It's simple as that. Increased understanding is increased perspective. And here's my final thoughts. Wisdom is the principal thing. And with all you're getting, get understanding. Better understanding, better perspective, better processes, better outcomes.